Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning or good evening or good afternoon, wherever you're watching from, whatever time it is. Here in Spain, where I'm speaking from, it is 11 o'clock in the evening. Very late for me. I'm normally well tucked up in bed by now, but I have had a nap. I've had to have a nap so that I could stay awake. Yeah, and the reason, of course, that I'm doing the live later tonight is sort of in the vain hope that there may be some updates about Samantha Murphy. And if there are, judging by yesterday or the last update that we had, they tend to do their press conferences over there in Australia, the police, early in the morning. So I think it was round about midnight, Spanish time, the last time that they did a police update. So I thought, well, maybe then if there is an update later and I'll be on, I'll actually be on stream to give you that update. Anyway, here I am, cup of tea. It's a bit hot because it's black, so I don't know. It's too hot at the moment. Okay, anyway, I hope you're all well. Got a few things to sort of tell you about the Samantha Murphy case. I just want to remind anyone who's just tuning into my channel for the first time and maybe doesn't know about this case. Samantha, 3 weeks ago, I think it is, or is it 4 weeks now? When Samantha, was it the 4th of February, 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks ago tomorrow, because it was a Sunday, Samantha went off jogging as she normally did early in the morning in the nature trail, in the trail around near her house, and didn't come home. And then after the police was saying for quite a long time, they had no reason to believe anything suspicious had happened to her, they have now said this week that they are not expecting to find her still alive. So it's very sad because she has 3 children. And it's just awfully sad, and we're just hoping and praying. I mean, you still feel that there's an outside chance that she may have been, that she may have been abducted and be still alive somewhere, but I think it really is an outside chance now, but anything's possible. What we're going to look at tonight is a theory that some people have put forward, that she may have fallen down a mine shaft, because the area where she went missing in Ballarat in Australia is a gold mining, ex-gold mining town, and there are lots of old mine shafts. However, the police, from what the police are saying, that doesn't seem likely, because they seem to think that something has happened to her on the trail and she has then been moved somewhere else. So this, as far as they're concerned, the search is on for her body. There was news this morning that they had executed multiple search warrants. That was actually how it was put, multiple search warrants. So they're on the track of something, but until poor Samantha's body's found, nobody will be arrested. I would imagine as soon as and when they find the body, that will be their priority. Then there'll be, arrests made. And the police have also made this very strange statement, or I thought it was quite strange, just the way they put it, that they believe that a person, or maybe more than one person, was involved in her disappearance. Instead of just saying they believe that a third party, they have specifically said a person, and maybe more than one person was involved. So it's all still a mystery. Her poor 3 children, waiting to hear what's happened to their mum. You just cannot imagine what they must be going through. Okay, what I'm going to do now is say hello to you all. Hey, Chumba. Chumba was first. Hi, Tracy. Hi, David. Hi, Wendy. Oh, Wendy's still poorly. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Jean. Hi, DMV. I didn't miss anyone there, did I? Hi, Amanda Jane. Hi, Ocean. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Maria. And Charlie's still ill as well. There's been a couple of you ill and it seems to be lingering. Charlie, you've been ill for a little while as well. Anyway, I hope you get better soon. Now, is the video good? Okay, my internet has been really weird today. It has, because it has been quite windy, though it's not windy now, so I don't know why it would be. Hi, Mello. Yes, thank you, David. Leave your fingerprint on the like button. That's a good expression, actually, isn't it? Please leave your fingerprint on the like button. I like that. I might steal that off you. Charlie's interweb is buffering. So I don't know if that's my internet. It could be me. Could be me. Hi, Wesley. It could be my internet, or I hope it's not. It has been funny all day. The internet has been a bit strange. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, you might be right, DMV. It might be because it's Saturday night. A lot of people using it. Hi, Ty. So the video is buffering a little bit, but the audio is fine. Okay. There's not much I can do, I don't think. I think it is, there's just, the internet's just a bit strange tonight for whatever reason. So Ty's asking about this Baldwin, R-A-P-I-S-T. Yeah, I heard that as well, Ty, about him living in Ballarat. And I'm sure if he is, I'm sure he will be on the police radar because he's a convicted SEX offender living in the area. And they did say that that they were looking at known SEX offenders. They did say that at some point in one of the articles that we've read anyway. Definitely that was mentioned, so I'm sure they'll have looked at him. Also, I'm sorry if the video is a bit strange. There's not really much I can do, to be honest, but as long as you can hear me okay. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed already, maybe you consider it. It's completely free. Thank you for leaving your fingerprint on the like button. That's really good, David. I love that. So yeah, you know, if you don't mind, leave your fingerprint on the like button. Thank you for everyone who interacts with my channel, either in the if you join in the chat or if you're just watching from home. Thank you to everyone who sent me emails, sent me articles, sent me information, not only about this case, but about the other cases that we're looking at. Everybody who has bought me a Ko-fi, sent me a super. Anyway, you've supported my channel. Thank you so much. Okay. Now then, so the first thing I want to start with talking about is, you may remember, if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you may remember that I did say a couple of weeks ago that I had a dream about Samantha. And I said I didn't want to talk about the dream because at the time the police had not said this, what they're saying now, that they think that they are looking for a body. And I didn't want to talk about the dream that I had because there was, at the time, nobody was, well, the police weren't saying officially that they thought they'd been foul play. I mean, I think now they probably did think that for quite a while. But at the time they were saying, well, there's nothing at the moment that leads us to believe there's any foul play. So on the 17th of this month, I uploaded a video, a private video, talking about this dream, but I didn't want to make it public because I didn't want to, you know, talk about it before the police had actually, you know, said what they've said now. Now that the police have said what they've said, I'm not going to play the video because there's still more in the video of what I dreamt and what I've said in this video. So I'm still not going to play the video just yet until we get a little bit more information, because there's a little bit more in it. But one of the things was very clearly in this dream, I did see that Samantha was no longer with us. And you know, I don't want to go into sort of graphic detail, but I did have a very clear picture of it, and also of where she was. So that's what I'll talk about in the video, which I just want to show you the video. As I say, I'm not going to play it. I just want to show you that I have recorded this video, and it's got 2 views. That was me. But when everything comes out, I am going to play this video and we'll look at it. But I made this video on the 17th of February. So one part of it, unfortunately, has come through. But there's another part in it that I'm waiting to see if that comes through as well before I actually show the video. So I just want to tell you about that. Then I want to talk about these mine shafts. I want to talk about the mine shafts because there was a lot of talk in the beginning that maybe Samantha had fallen down one of these mine shafts that are in this national park where she went missing. And of course, it seemed unlikely because, well, it seemed unlikely that she would fall down there by accident, because she's done that trail so many times. You know, she knows the trail, she's familiar with the trail. The mine shafts are not on the main trail, and any that are sort of, you know, within, sort of look like they might be dangerous, that people might fall down, have been covered over, you know, so they have been dealt with. I think they, you know, it's unlikely that she's fallen down one by accident. But of course, it was always possible. And now that we know that the police think that unfortunately some foul play did happen to Samantha, it's possible that she may have been put down a mine shaft, you know, like hidden in a mine shaft. But I don't know when the police searched this initial area, because the police have, of course, now moved their search. There was a big search at this. There was a big search over the weekend from the residents, you know, from the locals, and from the. They brought in the bushcraft guy, Jake Cassar, to help them search. But the actual police search had moved to a different area, Mount Clear area, where the police seem to think that they may find something. But apparently they did not find anything, though they have not made a statement to say that. That's what's been coming out on the news articles, etc., that they did not find anything and they've wound that search down. But I don't think the police themselves have made a statement, you know, to say that. So that may be a statement they'll make today at some point. You know, we hope. Will they keep us updated more now? Because, you know, there was a big police silence for 2 weeks, that they said nothing until they finally came out with this statement where they think that foul play has happened. You know, so they were quiet for a long time before. So there'll be a method in their madness, if you like. Everything that the police do now will be pivotal around their investigation. So when they release that information that they released yesterday, they've done that on purpose. They've done that for a reason. They're not releasing the information for any other reason except they think it's the right time to release it for the purposes of their investigation. Whether it's to put the wind up someone, to try and make somebody do something, to, you know, who knows. But everything that the police do now will revolve around the investigation that they're making. And they've obviously got leads. They obviously know things. If they're making searches, you know, executing search warrants, they're expecting to find out something. Hi, blank faces. So, you know, hi, Alana. You had a dream also, yeah. Well, my dream was so vivid that I actually mentioned it, you know, on the next video that I did. But now I've actually made a video. But as I say, I am going to show that video. I'll probably show it to the members on Thursday. The full video of what I dreamt. And it was quite eerie when the policeman came out and said what he said, because it was sort of fitted in with what I dreamt. It was a very, very vivid dream, but I didn't like to talk about the time because, as I say, at the time, nobody had said that, the police hadn't said that anything about foul play. In fact, they'd said they had no reason to suspect foul play. So certainly didn't want to talk about what I'd seen in the dream. But now I feel that I can talk about, because that's what they've said. There has been foul play. Anyway, I won't go into the whole dream because you just don't know who's watching. I don't want to upset her family. That's the thing for me. You know, it is. You know, their family will be upset enough. They don't need me upsetting them. And you know, they may, I'm not saying that they are watching this, but they may be. So I don't, or friends or whatever. So I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to, you know, that is not my intention. So let's have a look at these mine shafts. Somebody sent me an article about them, which I want to show you. So because it's got an gold prospect in place, there are lots of mines. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that she might have been hidden in one of them. But, you know, how easy they are to actually, you know, search, I don't know. But let's have a look at this Facebook group that goes into, so the people that have got involved, it's like, let me show you. So, yeah, it's the Victorian Historical Mineshaft Chasers, who have been to Woo-Woo-Karung Canadian Regional Park. And let's just have a look at this video, first of all.
Collar by a single rope technique. So I've got about 5 or 6 to check that are very nearby. So this one's only about 10 meters or so. But you can see it's.
Oh, what happened there?
And I'm hanging by a single rope technique. So I've got about 5 or 6 to check.
So look at this mine shaft. Now, I don't know that she could fall down there. Maybe you could get trapped down there. I'm going to show you in a video in a moment of a kangaroo that got trapped down there, similar, not these particular mine shafts, but I just wanted to show it you. I found it as I was looking. So they've been going down on ropes. They go down on ropes.
That are very nearby. So this one's only about 10 meters or so. But you can see it's all choked up down the bottom. There's my feet. I'm going to go back up and we'll go to the next one. Now I'm hanging over the collar by a single rope technique. So I've got about 5 or 6 to check that are very nearby. So this one's only about 10 meters or so. But you can see it's all choked up down the bottom. There's my feet. I'm going to go back up And
that's what they look like. And what they're saying here, that they'd been out in Ballarat checking the mine shafts. And here he's saying they abseiled a lot of shafts in the area and checked about 100 shafts, but found nothing. Oh, let me just see what he says. So we abseiled a lot of shafts in the area today and checked about 100 shafts with nothing in them other than debris. About 10 of those that we visited were capped. So some of the most, what it means by that, they're the ones they've been covered over. I've also stumbled across another very interesting area by accident that's underneath Ballarat's landscape. We look forward to sharing these images over coming weeks. Thank you for following us on social media networks, and special thanks to Chloe for all the hard work that she's put in looking for Sam, as everyone has been. So let's just have a look at their Facebook page. So they, oh gosh, yeah, because you know, for me, a mine that's like potholing or anything like that, I would just get so claustrophobic. I would hate to go down any of these mines, but some people like doing it, don't they? You know, they're interested in it. So it's quite an interesting Facebook page showing the different, you know, the mines and the sort of thing that they're looking for, the sort of thing they're dealing with. Gosh. And then once you get in there, as you know, I suppose the gold miners, they would go in there, dig their way down there, get some gold and hope for some gold at the bottom of it. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? And then, you know, there was some speculation that could she have fallen down the mine shaft and then sort of, do they lead on, like, you know, are there tunnels underneath, and could she be hidden in a tunnel? But the police don't seem to think that this is the case. But it's very interesting, actually. Yeah. So I wanted to show you that because let me just go back to the Facebook page. So, of course, their video was on the Find Samantha Murphy Facebook page. There's no update at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, no further update for anything that we don't know already yet. Because, of course, it's very early in the morning at the moment in Australia. So, hi, Caroline. No, I don't think she fell in either, Alana. I really don't. Hi, Rachel. I don't think so, but I just wanted to sort of tell you about it because some people, I won't say they think that, but it was just a theory that was put forward. Certainly in the early days when it was thought that, you know, when everybody was still hopeful that maybe she'd just had an accident, you know, maybe tripped up over something or had to run away from a snake, or, you know, I think those hopes have faded now because it's been 3 weeks. And although Sam was very sort of fit, strong, healthy, be unlikely that she could survive. And she would have been found by now because there's been so many searches in that area. Let me just put that down, because another thing I would like to show you is then, as I was looking, as you do when you're looking for one thing, I always find other things, and I thought you might find this interesting. This is a kangaroo that was right, sorry, I've got to share this. This is a kangaroo that was rescued from an abandoned mine shaft. And it is in Victoria. I mean, I'm not saying it's in Ballarat. But I thought this was a nice story. It's nice to see a happy story for once, of course. You know, so many sad stories that we look at, because obviously looking at true crime bound to be quite sad, the stories. But yeah, this kangaroo was rescued. Let's have a look at the video.
Been such a tumultuous summer here in Australia, with drought, fires, and in some parts even floods. Our wildlife has certainly felt the brunt of it as well, so spare a thought for this little marsupial who was rescued from an 11-metre mine shaft in Victoria. All right, let's catch up with the man.
An 11-metre mine shaft, bless.
And himself now, Manfred Zabinskis. Manfred, talk us through what happened.
Well, we received a call from Wildlife Victoria that a gold prospector had discovered a kangaroo down a mine shaft. So they messaged the local wildlife rescuers, and Bruce and Dell went out to assess the situation and confirmed that there was, in fact, a kangaroo way down the bottom of a deep mine shaft.
Now, how dangerous are old mine shafts like this? Is this sort of a regular occurrence?
Oh.
It is, and I've been down many mine shafts and they vary quite significantly. So we have to worry about walls that aren't stable and can crumble. This one looked very sound, in fact. There's the floor of the mine shafts often aren't sound because there may have been sticks and other things bridging across the mine shaft and then getting covered in dirt. The problem with this mine shaft was that it was very narrow, such that by the time I abseiled to the bottom, I couldn't bend over. So it was very awkward and cramped to work down at the bottom.
How many of these have you?
This poor little, I mean, oh God, it's so lucky that he went. What a lovely guy to go down and rescue. And there's a twist in the end of this story as well. It might make you cry, but with happiness.
You done before? You say you've been down a few.
Oh, yes. Look, there's not many years go by where I haven't gone down a mine shaft for either a kangaroo, wallaby, and echidna, or even the odd snake. Probably do 3 or 4 a year, and I've been rescuing for 25 years. So, yeah, there's been dozens of mine shaft rescues.
So this little Roo, she had a Joey as well. How is everyone now?
Yeah, well, it was a miraculous recovery.
Yeah, then when they found her, she's got a tiny little Joey in her pouch. She's given birth and they crawl up and into the pouch. It's literally only just born. You can see by looking at it. So not only you saved the kangaroo, but she had a little Joey in her pouch as well.
I brought her up to the surface and examined her, and I couldn't find anything significantly wrong, but she was sedated at that stage. So I took her home, and with the expectation that she'd be in care for a few days, if not weeks. She recovered from the sedation, had a drink, sniffed some grass, and it wasn't long before she was hopping around our lounge room, jumping over the furniture. And so we quickly bagged her up, took her down to our kangaroo enclosure and let her out. And she just did lap after lap and showed us that she had absolutely nothing seriously wrong. So I quickly darted her again and took her straight back home. So she was actually released within hours of the rescue.
Geez, they're tough little creatures, aren't they? Because it has been a really tough summer here in Australia. We've had the fires, and we've had drought, obviously, and even some parts have been copped with so much rain there's flooding.
Well, that's right. And that makes these rescues all the more special because we've lost, well, hundreds of thousands, millions, perhaps even into the billions of animals. So a lot of people sort of criticise that we've gone to this much effort and risk to save one kangaroo. But when you consider our losses in Australia, yeah, look, every life's precious and I think they deserve all the effort we can give them.
Amazing. So what can we do? How can we help in these situations? And in terms of awareness for these mine shafts as well? I mean, I didn't realise that there were so many around.
Well, there are actually literally thousands of them across the goldfields in Victoria. So we've regularly contacted the government and requested that something be done to cover the particularly the dangerous shaft over, and nothing's happened as the years have gone on. So we dread that one day a child will fall down and get seriously injured, and maybe something will happen then. But yeah, so we really would like the government to take this situation seriously and
Well, you know what? It's just typical, isn't it? It sounds like the government are just waiting for a child to fall down there before they'll do anything. Because those mine shafts, that kangaroo will have just been hopping around the bush, won't it? Doing its thing, whatever kangaroos do with its little baby in its pouch, and fallen down there. And, you know, thank God for guys like this who'll go out and help these animals. Especially as he's saying, they've had like all the bushfires and this, that, and the other, and droughts in Australia. So, you know, the animals have suffered enough really without falling down bloody mine shafts as well. But yeah, what will it take? Will it take it to happen to a child before they do anything about it?
And obviously, anyone that's moving around those areas, if it's safe to approach, keep an eye out to see what's down the bottom of a mine shaft, because you may just come across a surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Manfred, thank you so very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And well done to you and the team for getting that little Roo and her Joey safely out. That is a wonderful, happy ending.
My pleasure.
Oh, so there you go. That's a happy story anyway. That kangaroo's back. You know, I don't know what they do. Like now, that mine shaft, now once they've rescued that kangaroo from it, I'm hoping that then they've put something over it or whatever. I don't know, but should be covered over now, shouldn't it? But yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea. So that is a nice story, yeah. And the little Joey, oh, so it's nice to see a happy ending with something. Okay, what else did I want to show? Let me just put some windows down. Now, going back to Samantha, of course, I really do not think that Samantha has fallen down a mine shaft, but she could have been hidden in a mine shaft. You know, if somebody has, as they say, actually, you know, done some harm to her, she could well have been. The police seem to think she's been moved, and it makes you wonder what happened to her on that very first morning. Where was she? She must have been somewhere. And then the searches started, and was she taken in a car then to Mount Clear? Why did the police think she was in the Mount Clear area? They're obviously tracking either her Apple Watch or somebody's telephone. Now, they say they haven't found her telephone yet, so it can't have been her telephone. But of course, they could have been tracking somebody else's telephone and watching, you know, where they were going. Or if they've got the data from Samantha's, from Sam's Apple Watch, that could have been what took them to Mount Clear. But it seems like when they went and did that search at Mount Clear, they did not find anything. Then there's been talk, you know, they've been saying about it's possible, you know, about a car accident, haven't they? And this, that, and the other. So that she may have been run over with a car. Again, it's all speculation at the moment. All we do know for sure, according to the police, is that they don't think that Samantha is alive anymore and that somebody else was involved. So let's listen to this. I just want to listen to this radio show that somebody sent me in. We'll have a listen to that. Hi, Michelle. Just put it back to the beginning.
To her close friend Michaela in the days after her disappearance.
Start listening to Audible with a 2-month free trial for a limited time only. Discover thousands of audiobooks, podcasts, and Audible originals. Try now at audible.com.au. Automatically converts to paid monthly membership after 2 months. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
You would have heard this in our news throughout the day. It has been 3 weeks since Samantha Murphy was last seen. Victoria Police today addressed the media saying that phone data has led the missing persons squad to the Mount Clear area south of Ballarat. An extensive search for the mother of 3 is currently underway, with detectives investigating the role another party may have played in her disappearance. Obviously, a distressing time for her loved ones. We've spoken to her close friend Michaela in the days after her disappearance. I can't imagine what that whole community is going through now. On the line now is Detective Acting Superintendent Mark Hatt from Crime Command at VicPol. Detective Acting Superintendent, I appreciate your time this afternoon. Could we start with this line here that more parties could be involved in her disappearance? Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, so we've basically eliminated any sort of medical episode occurring to Samantha. And we've also, we have no information to suggest that Samantha left of her own accord. So that leaves a number of other potential scenarios, and one of those relates to others being involved in her disappearance.
It's a really tough question to ask, but what is the likelihood of her still being alive today?
Yeah, given it's been 3 weeks and we've found no trace of her, we have grave concerns in relation to her. And I do think there's some doubt as to that.
It's just terrible news for the family. Can we go through the new search and what that means and where that is for people in Melbourne who don't know the area?
Yeah, so it centres in the Mount Clear area. So we do know Samantha left home just after 7 on Sunday morning, the 4th of February. She then went on her run, we believe, in the Canadian forest. The Mount Clear area is approximately 6 to 7 kilometres south of her address, and we believe that around that time or in that vicinity, something may have occurred.
And are you confident now in your investigations that there is another party involved in this disappearance?
I wouldn't say confident. It's certainly an avenue that we're looking at. We're looking at a number of scenarios, and that is one of them.
It's become one of Melbourne's, in terms of mysteries, people just don't vanish like this, do they? That's what's so utterly tragic and baffling about this whole case.
Yeah, but
I just want to go back there, because didn't he just say that he can't, that it's a theory that hang on.
A number of scenarios, and that is one of them.
Yeah, he just said we're looking at a number of scenarios, and that is one of them that time, about there being other people involved. But that's not what he said in the police conference. That leaves a number of other scenarios, and one of those is others being involved in their disappearance. But he seemed to say, be much more certain than that in that press conference, that there was a number of other scenarios.
One of Melbourne's, in terms of mysteries, people just don't vanish like this, do they? That's what's so utterly tragic and baffling about this whole case.
Yeah, particularly in the current technological age where we've got mobile phones and CCTV and the like, it is a bit of a mystery.
What was the latest with her mobile phone? Do you have the last place that it did ping? Can you talk to that?
Yeah, look, I can't actually. All I can say is that we are examining the phone data and working closely with telecommunications.
So he won't say where it last pinged. He said, I can't say where it's last pinged, but we are examining phone data. Because, of course, although they haven't got the phone, they've got the information that wherever it's stored, the phone information will be available. Unfortunately, well, they say they haven't got the actual phone itself, but they will be able to find out the pings, etc.
Experts, and that's what led us to the Mount Clear area today. Yeah, but as far as the ins and outs goes of what we're doing, I can't speak to it, unfortunately.
Now, he seemed to be saying there, he said that's what led us to the Mount Clear area today. So he seems to be saying it was her phone that's led them to the Mount Clear area. Just from what he said there, that, let me just go back a little bit. Yeah, look, I can't actually. All I can say is that we are examining the phone data and working closely with telecommunications experts, and that's what led us to the Mount Clear area today. Yeah, but as far as the ins and outs goes of what we're doing, I can't speak to it, unfortunately.
That's okay. So for a regional town like Ballarat and for the family, it must be an incredibly difficult time, especially so close-knit in country Victoria.
That's one thing that's particularly stood out to me, is just the close-knit nature of the community and just the efforts they've put in over the last 3 weeks to search and try and find Samantha. We've been given over 12,000 hours of CCTV and
Wow.
in excess of 500 separate information reports, which is growing by the day.
12,000 hours of CCTV. Oh my God. Well, that's going to take them for, so 12,000 hours of CCTV and 500, that's just little bits of information or whatever. That's a lot to work through, isn't it? I mean, CCTV, you just have to sit and look at it, so you can't speed it up. You've got to sit and look through every minute of it. So that'll take a long, long time.
Especially so close knit in country Victoria.
That's one thing that's particularly stood out to me is just the close-knit nature of the community and just the efforts they've put in over the last 3 weeks to search and try and find Samantha. We've been given over 12,000 hours of CCTV and
Wow.
in excess of 500 separate information reports, which is growing by the day. So that would probably indicate just the level of cooperation we're getting.
And how big is the team that you've got working on this now?
So at the moment, we've got the missing person squad and they've been supplemented by up to 10 other detectives. So we're looking at a substantial team, but that does ebb and flow. When we do have information coming in, such as today, we do use other specialist groups to assist us.
And what is your message to the public who are listening to this today?
The biggest thing out of today is just thanking everyone for their efforts so far, but also to stress that if anyone saw anyone in particular acting suspiciously or any vehicles acting suspiciously on Sunday morning, the 4th of February, to contact Crime Stoppers.
Acting Detective Superintendent Mark.
So his message there was, if anybody saw anyone acting suspiciously or people acting suspiciously on that Sunday morning, to contact Crime Stoppers. Now, the other thing I think that is, let's just listen to the end of this if he's got any, if he said
Pat from Crime Command. Appreciate your time this afternoon.
Start listening to Audible with a...
No, that's about it for the thing. One thing that the police have never said, have not said at all, is that people should be careful. Which is strange because they've not said at all that people should be careful on the trail, or because if a woman's disappeared and if they thought it was some sort of just random attacker, surely they would be advising people to be careful. But they have actually said that they don't feel there's any threat to the wider community. So that's all that makes you feel that Sam has been targeted for who she is, not just because she's a woman, or not because just because she happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. If they don't seem to think that there's a threat to the wider community, why don't they think there's a threat to the wider community? That is something that plays on my mind a little bit. And then, of course, we had the murder-suicide of the biker not that far away. I believe that there's supposedly no connection. We had a look at that, didn't we, at that case, which apparently, it's just awful. A biker who killed his partner while the 2 teenage boys were in the house. Murdered his partner and then killed himself. I mean, that there's a possibility, like if that was, supposing he did have anything to do with it, that might be another reason why the police would say that they didn't think there was a threat to the wider community, because if he has, deleted himself and they thought it was anything to do with him. I'm not saying that they do, I'm just putting forward some theories. So, and somebody was asking earlier about, talking earlier about the Ballarat, not the Ballarat rapist, but about, oh gosh, I said the word rape. You've got to be careful on YouTube because they pick up on God knows what. Somebody was asking about the guy who lives in the area who has got, history, if you like, who's just come out of prison. And I've just found a little news article. So let's have a look at that. So this is a current affair. But they're saying a convicted SEXO, a convicted sex offender who has spent time in jail has been interviewed by detectives probing the disappearance of Ballarat mother Samantha Murphy. So I'm presuming this is the guy that you were asking about, if you're still on the chat. So the local man who has a long rap sheet and who a current affair has chosen not to name is understood to have provided an alibi for the day the 51-year-old went missing. So that's it. I knew that they would have interviewed him, because at the end of the day, they'll have a list of all the convicted SEX O's in the area, and they will have been interviewed, I would imagine, all of them, not just this guy. So whilst there is nothing to suggest he had anything to do with Murphy's disappearance, he is among several people spoken to by detectives in recent days, illustrating the wide net that police have cast and the fact that they are exploring all possibilities. So police on Friday revealed they had ruled out a medical mishap. So that's what the guy said, wasn't it? The deputy police, was he deputy police commissioner, who we watched the press conference. He said that they had ruled out a medical mishap, which I'm not sure how they've done that, but they have. They ruled out a medical mishap, and instead they believed that one or more people were involved in the mother's disappearance. They confirmed that everybody around Samantha, God, they're doing it now as well. This is just driving me mad how they refer to her through a second name. Everyone around Murphy, as if she's like, I don't know, it just sounds so disrespectful to me to just refer to her as Murphy. Even Miss Murphy or Mrs. Murphy would be better. But of course, Samantha would be even better, or Sam, because that is her name. Anyway, they also confirmed that everybody around Samantha was a person of interest, including her family and husband Mick. Oh, so they give him his name? She's Murphy, but her husband is Mick. Oh my God, this drives me absolutely bonkers. We're looking into a number of people from information that we've received, Detective Acting Superintendent Mark Catt said. So he gets his first name in there as well. Oh yeah, they give him his first name, but not this poor woman who's disappeared. She's just Murphy. Why can't they see how offensive that is? So anyway, we've got a picture here of them scouring a small patch of land in Mount Clear. So they must have been able to pinpoint it to a very small area. If they'd be looking at a small patch of land, surely it's bigger than that little patch there. But it's so mysterious, all this. But anyway, police, including forensic officers, scoured a small patch of land in Mount Clear on Friday, less than 10 minutes drive from the Murphy home, following new intelligence from phone data. It's understood police were looking for smaller items which may have been left behind in a potential struggle. That could be her earphones, I suppose, her earbuds or whatever. Anyway, oh God, they're going to do it again now. They're going to do it again. Detective Acting Superintendent Hart said police believed Samantha, not Murphy, reached the area around 1 hour into her run and were investigating the theory she was forcibly removed from her run. So she left the house, I reckon, an hour later is when she arrived in this area. So he would not be drawn on what information analysts had or had not gleaned from her smartwatch. He also said investigators were reviewing 12,000 hours of CCTV footage and following up on more than 500 separate pieces of information. So in response to questions from A Current Affair about Samantha's family home, I've just given up now on that. I'm giving up even commenting on it. Detective Acting Superintendent Hatt said police had tracked and were following up on many movements to and from the property on the day Samantha vanished. He said it had been searched to an extent. Now, they've been searching here as well. This is the business that Samantha and her husband had together, this panel beating business. And I wonder if that's one of the search warrants that they've had and gone and searched there. So the Murphy Smash repair business and its finances were also an active line of inquiry for police. Well, I think Samantha dealt with the books, dealt with the finances. Anyway, and then they go on to talk about the mass community search that was planned. And police said they had no intelligence to suggest there was any danger to the community at large. You know, just makes you wonder, doesn't it? Right, let's have a look at the video on here and see if that comes up with anything else. Mum most likely dead, yeah. Nice. Okay, where's the video? Oh, here we go. Sorry,
Police have confirmed Samantha Murphy, the mother of 3 who vanished 20 days ago, is most likely dead. Sam Cucchiara is in Ballarat, Victoria. Sam, police have declared everyone is a person of interest.
That's right, Ali, and that includes Samantha's most inner circle, so her friends, her family, her loved ones, as well as her business acquaintances. And police say that is standard practice. Everybody will be considered a person of interest until they can be eliminated from this very large investigation. Police, though, today did tiptoe around questions about whether they've got a suspect in mind. They were asked point blank whether Samantha's husband, Mick Murphy, is a suspect, and police said not at this stage. The spotlight, though, tonight is shining on the family business, a smash repair shop where both Mick and Samantha work. We know that police have been there. They've taken away a number of items of interest, and police are looking at whether that business and its finances could potentially be linked in any way to Samantha's disappearance. The spotlight is also on the Murphy family home in Ballarat here as well. I have been told by police today that on the day that Samantha vanished, there were a number of movements to and from that property, and police say that's something that they are also now following up on.
Well, missing for 20 days, and it seemed very unlikely Samantha would be found alive, but to have that confirmed by detectives today.
Samantha's disappearance.
I just want to go back a bit there because it's quite telling this, isn't it, what he's saying? He's making a point of saying about the police going to the business and taking away items of interest, you know, and as you know, for me, I think the worst case scenario for me, I mean, I think it's, you know, I do feel that Samantha is not on this planet anymore, but the worst case scenario is that her husband is responsible, you know, and I don't know that he is, but they're investigating him. They're bound to investigate him because he is the husband. And of course, you know, people are saying that maybe they were separated but living in the same house, but we haven't had proper confirmation of that. We haven't had official confirmation of that. But even if they were, it doesn't mean to say that he did anything to her. But I just hope against hope that he did not, that it is not him, because for those children, that is a double blow, isn't it? You know, just the thought of not only their mum not being there, but if then it turns out that their dad was the reason that their mum's not there. It's just awful to think about for the kids. But he does, this guy here, I'm going to play it again, go back a little bit, play it again. He makes a point of saying how the business is being investigated. I did think, you know, during this very impassioned plea that Jess made, I don't know. Sometimes she looks like the way she's looking at him there. I wonder if she was suspecting something. I don't know, but time will tell.
Not at this stage. The spotlight, though, tonight is shining on the family business, a smash repair shop where both Mick and Samantha work. We know that police have been there. They've taken away a number of items of interest, and police are looking at whether that business and its finances could potentially be linked in any way to Samantha's disappearance. The spotlight is also on the Murphy family home in Ballarat here as well. I have been told by police today that on the day that Samantha vanished, there were a number of movements to and from that property, and police.
See, that's another thing he's saying. He's been told by the police that on the day she went missing, there were a number of movements to and from that property. Now, that may have just been them going out to look for Samantha. Where is she? Why hasn't she come back? But, you know, this fancy the police telling him that. They didn't even say that in the news conference, I don't think.
Police say that's something that they are also now following up on.
Well, missing for 20 days, and it seemed very unlikely Samantha would be found alive, but to have that confirmed by detectives today must have been so hard for the family and those who are still desperately searching for her.
It really is the news, Ali, that everybody here just hoped would not come. Police confirming today that they believe at least one person, potentially more than one person, is involved in Samantha Murphy's disappearance, although detectives did stress that at this stage there's nothing to suggest that the community at large is...
Yeah, it's true. There's a couple, I've just noticed a couple of comments there in the comments. Do you make millions of dollars? You know, they had a $2.5 million home. Does that come from a panel beating business? But then in that other podcast we listened to with that ex-policeman and his son, he was saying that it was infamous. The panel beating business is infamous for organised crime. So, you know, are there some connections there? That's a beautiful picture of Samantha, isn't it? In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of that because that massive butterfly on her shoulder. Oh. So, yeah, you know, $2.5 million home, that's a lot of money, isn't it, from a panel beating business? But I mean, it is a bit. We'll have a look in a minute again at the website. It's a big business. I mean, you can say, and apparently, because he used to work there, I think, and then he ended up owning it. So, you know, I mean, it is a massive business. You could see. Oh, look, this picture was in 2017 on the 6th of July because the date stamped at the bottom. Bless.
Under any risk. Still, people here in Ballarat are just refusing to give up hope. We know that there is a...
I want to go back and take a little screenshot of that as well. Oh dear. Very sad for these children, isn't it? Very sad.
Refusing to give up hope. We know that there is a massive community search planned for tomorrow. I've just spoken with one of the organisers of that search. They've just had a meeting and they're expecting between 300 and 400 people to turn up here. splitting off in smaller groups and looking for anything that might help police find what happened to Sam. So that response from the community, just incredible.
And detectives are also speaking with known criminals in the area for any leads, Sam.
Yeah, I can reveal tonight, Ali, that as part of this very large investigation, police have been looking into and speaking to violent criminals following a number of tip-offs to Crime Stoppers. Among them, I understand, is a sex offender who lives locally. I've been told that detectives a few days ago spoke with him for several hours, and that man has provided...
So that's going back to what we were saying earlier about this, this sort of notorious sex offender being interviewed. And then just looking at this as they're actually going through the bush, combing through it, you can see how difficult to find even the earbuds or, little things. Just so difficult to find, you feel like you could go over that area sort of 100 times and you still could have missed, small items.
Provided an alibi to police, and that is now being corroborated. I must stress that at this stage, there is absolutely nothing to suggest this man or anybody else police have spoken to have had anything whatsoever to do with Sam's disappearance. But it does show you how widely police are casting their net and how they are running at every single lead. We're told more than 500 bits of information that police are looking at and hoping to eliminate from their investigation.
All right, Sam, I know that the police are also looking into whether her body may have been moved, and that search you talked about tomorrow, that's made up mainly of women, a lot of mothers who...
They're just talking about her body now, aren't they? As if like it's just, that's just sort of accepted, that she is dead. It's just a question of finding her, isn't it? That's how it feels. So very sad, really. So somebody's done something to her and she's been taken away and hidden somewhere. Or, but in some way, her body's been disposed of. And I don't, that goes back to my dream as well. Things in my dream but we'll see what transpires, what comes out at the end. But somebody has done something to Sam. Somebody has done something to her, taken her somewhere, disposed of her body, done something with her body. And until the police find her body, it'll be very difficult for them to make an arrest.
Still haven't given up hope that Samantha Murphy will be fine. Really appreciate that update, Sam. Thank you.
She just talked about her body. Anyway, never mind. Okay, so what I want to look at now, I'll just come back, make sure you're all okay. Hi, Earthkeeper. Hi, and I hope I haven't missed anybody coming in. I may well have missed people because hi, Nick. I just have a little look up. Sorry if I've missed anyone coming up in. Mariah, I think I've said hello to you. Okay. So we're going to look now at the website again. We have looked at it before. I've actually recorded it because I keep expecting that it's going to disappear. I've just got a feeling about this place. Yeah. So this is the website, the Inland Motor Body Works. This is where the police have been and searched and taken away items of interest. The reporter said they were, but there may be nothing. There may be just things that need sort of looking at, but it doesn't mean to say that there's anything nefarious going on there. It may be connected with Sam's disappearance, or it may be other reasons of taking those things away. It could be, to do with anything really. So let's see. So yeah, as Ballarat's preferred choice for smash repairs, Inland Motor Body Works has developed a strong reputation over 60 years. So this is what I was saying when I looked at it before. Mick obviously is not old enough to have worked there 60 years. So it must have been in existence before, and from what I've read since, it was, and I believe he used to work there, and then he must have ended up taking over it. At Inland Motor Bodyworks, we pride ourselves on our outstanding workmanship. We have extremely strict quality control standards. We only employ qualified professional tradesmen, so you can be confident that all repairs will meet the manufacturer's specifications. Now, if we look at the photos, oh, sorry, that was the contact us. Yeah, and this was something, do you remember that? I thought it was strange because it says after hours, call Michael Murphy, and then there's, I thought there were kisses, but of course someone pointed out they've probably taken his phone number off there. And maybe they had to put something in. Sometimes on websites and things, you have to put something in there. You can't just leave it blank. So maybe they've taken his phone number out and put in those crosses, just something. So I think it's still open. It's open 8 till 5, Monday to Friday. You know, I suppose life goes on. They've got to carry on earning a living, and they've got people working there who will be, you know, got quite a big team working there. So I'm sure the business is continuing operating. It certainly seems to be. Now, on the About Us, it tells us a little bit about the business. So as Ballarat's preferred choice for smash repairs, Inland Motor Bodyworks has developed a strong reputation over 60 years for providing the Ballarat and district community with a high quality smash repair service. At Inland Motor Bodyworks, we pride ourselves on our outstanding workmanship. We have extremely strict quality control standards. We only employ qualified professional tradesmen, so you can be confident that all repairs will meet manufacturer's specifications. As Ballarat's leading smash repair specialist, Inland Motor Bodyworks carries out work for all of the major insurance companies. Inland Motor Bodyworks, our main priority is customer satisfaction. We get it right the first time. Our focus is to deliver a personal and friendly experience to all our customers and to provide the highest service and quality possible. Inland Motor Bodyworks has moved to a new state-of-the-art workshop featuring the latest technology. Our low bake ovens and fully fan-extracted paint preparation bays ensure the highest quality finish. Now using the De Beer waterborne refinishing system for the best possible finish. Fully qualified panel beaters using Coraliner and speed bench measuring systems, etc. Now, I did have a look online at like their reviews, you know, and they were mixed. I felt like some people were on there saying, no, it's fantastic service, fantastic job, and then other people on there complaining, you know, and I suppose that's pretty typical. You can't please all the people all the time, as I know very well. You get some people, you know, that say, oh, it's great what you're doing and carry on, and then you get other people, you know, saying like different things. So it's a big place, though, you can see it, you know, I mean, it's a huge place, so maybe that is how they got to be millionaires. I don't know. They're doing insurance repairs for these different companies. They're preferred repairer for all major insurance companies, including, and then you've got all the different insurance companies. I know what a couple of people on the reviews were complaining about. I might have a look at them in a minute. Was they waited ages, and then it turned out their insurance wasn't covered, did not, their particular insurance company would not, you know, was not a partner with this company. You know, there was a few things like that on the complaints. Let's have a look at the team then. So yeah, it's Mick. Our team at Inland Motor Body Works, we pride ourselves on being a quality and modern workshop, so you can relax knowing your vehicle is left in safe hands. We employ only professionals within the vehicle repair industry. Our highly skilled and trained tradespeople ensure quality workmanship throughout the entire repair process. So on reception, we've got Kelly Murphy. So she's obviously a member of the family in one way or another, having the same surname. And she runs the day-to-day duties of the office and works in partnership with Sam, which is, of course, Sam who has gone missing. Michael is him, her husband, proprietor, qualified estimator and panel beater with over 23 years of experience in the industry. And Michael leads a dynamic team of qualified tradesmen committed to providing superior service and repair work. And then he's the only one with the photo. Sam Murphy, administration. Sam is the head of administration and the backbone of the office. Her roles include bookkeeping, finance, keeping Mick in line as co-owner, plus many more. And then there's the three estimators, Stuart, Paul and Brett. The photo gallery are photos of the, you can see it's a big place, big place. The different services they offer. Major smash repairs. Chassis, I don't know anything about cars, so this could be like a different language to me. I might be able to speak Spanish, but I don't speak cars. But well, I know what spray painting is, but I don't know what a rollover repair is, or a chassis rail replacement. I don't know what a baking oven would be used for, structural part replacement, etc. So, but anyway, these are all the different things that they do there. So quite a lot of things, don't they? Let's have a look at their reviews. Yeah, their slogan is, if you've had a bingle, give Inland a tingle. So I'm trying to look for the reviews. They've got one good review, one poor review. Let's have a look at this one. Now, you have to take reviews with a bit of a pinch of salt sometimes, because people tend to, because look, on here, oh dear. So on here, on this True Local, they've only had one review and it's very poor. But you see, people tend to write reviews when they've had a bad experience, don't they? We've talked about this before with restaurants and things like that. People and I'm as guilty of it as anyone. You have a bad experience and you're annoyed, so you write a bad review. You're impelled to write a review. Whereas sometimes when you have good service, you just don't think to, but that's when you should write a review, really, when you get a good service. But you just don't think to in the same way. So whoever this person is says, Carolyn Duggan, she was not happy with Kelly. So why she gave her one, that's a bit unfair to give a 1-star review when the first thing she says is the work done was good, but the receptionist needs retraining. Kelly blames other companies for her mistake. So she obviously doesn't like Kelly. This is a personality thing. And I think it's really unfair to give a 1-star review. It might stop you, she's happy with the work. So if she was happy with the work, it should really be a 5-star review, but maybe take 1 star off because she wasn't happy with however Kelly spoke to her for whatever reason. So Kelly blames other companies for her mistakes, and when confronted with incorrect information, Kelly put as pick-up drop-off point to taxi company, blames the taxi company. Mind you, Kelly had put that information in my file herself. 1 hour of waiting for a taxi, phone calls to Kelly. Finally, taxi arrives with wrong address given by Kelly in booking call. Every time, sorry, I was laughing because Carolyn was obviously really annoyed when she wrote this review. Every time I called Kelly re-taxi, I told her where I was, useless time waster. So she wasn't happy with Kelly. I think we can gather that Carolyn Duggan, although she was really happy with her work done, she was not happy with Kelly, and that is why she gave it a 1-star review, which I'm sorry, Carolyn, I think that's unfair because you were happy with the work that was done. So, you know, obviously something went wrong at the end there, but I don't think you should have given it a 1-star review for that. I think that's a little bit unfair, personally. Right, let's see if we can find any other reviews. Maybe we can... Right. I think they've got better reviews here. Let's see. Inland Motor Body Works. Where does it say the reviews? Let's have a look. No reviews. No reviews on that one. See if we can find anything else. Right, they've got 2-star reviews here. Where are the actual reviews, I wonder? Let's see. They've had 5 reviews, but they've only got 1.5 stars. Oh no, that's a different one. Hang on. No. Inland. Let's have a look. I don't think they've got any reviews. Nope, no reviews. So yeah, maybe they need to work on their reviews, try and get sorry, I'm just getting my business head on now, because sometimes people do listen to reviews. If somebody was looking for a panel beater, some people do read reviews, but let's see. Yeah. Let's see this. Oh no, that's another. Let's have a look at this. This was an article about them. My internet is definitely slow tonight. Oh, you've got to sign up to this. I'm not signing up to it. Anyway, so that's their business. Yeah, she wasn't happy with Kelly. Definitely wasn't happy with Kelly, was she, that woman? Hi, Laurie. Hi, Miel. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat at the moment because I've been off the chat. Jump. Jumbo, you're so naughty. Okay, now there's one more video that I want to show. I don't think there's been any news about a press conference. Any of you that are in Australia, if you hear that they're giving any press conference this morning or whatever, I don't think they are. Or I certainly haven't seen anything. I will have another look actually in a minute. In fact, I'll have a look now. Just to see if they're going to have any press conference. You just keep thinking they're going to suddenly come out and say that she has been found. No, but it doesn't look. No, doesn't look like there's any. Doesn't look like there's any press conference planned at the moment. Anyway, so. Okay, I want to show you this video. Going back to the Mineshafts, I want to show you the video of the gold prospectors or that have joined the search for Samantha. So let's have a look at this video.
There's no shortage of metal detectors.
Yeah.
And today, more than 80 were...
I think metal detectors are a good idea, aren't they? Because searching through that brush, you know, is so difficult, but the metal detectors will make it easier to pick up anything.
No shortage of metal detectors. And today, more than 80 were pulled together for a community search. Local prospectors joining almost 200 volunteers to look for clues that could help police find missing mum Samantha Murphy.
It's very easy to miss things, whereas with the detector, it'll pick up metal from about 2-3 feet away.
Many searchers drove from Melbourne, some old friends.
I just hope that she can come home. I hope that we find something that can help us and to get her home. And I know it's pretty bleak, just somehow, some miracle.
Others, total strangers.
I've been driving up every weekend searching.
Through the Canadian State Forest, every item was scrutinised.
This looks to be in pretty good condition and the buckles are not damaged. And I thought, well, to me, that looks out of place.
Yesterday, investigators revealed multiple people could be behind Ms. Murphy's disappearance and that the 51-year-old's body may have been moved from the dense bushland.
Multiple people. Now it's multiple people. How many people would be involved in it? My God. Do you know, it's just like multiple people. That just sounds, I know probably what all they mean is more than one person, but multiple people, they did say that they'd issued multiple search warrants. Oh, you know, it's awful. It really is awful. Poor Samantha and her poor children.
And today, still no update. The fact that this case has so many questions and so few answers has understandably prompted a lot of rumour and speculation, but detectives are urging the community not to share them and keep an open mind for the sake of loved ones and family.
We're just so...
It's amazing how many people turned up on that search. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it, really? And how the police, you know, welcomed them turning up. It wasn't like, oh, go away, you ghouls. You know, like happened in a case not long ago in the UK. It's not like, oh, you're all ghouls. You know, these people they're trying to help. They're not ghouls. So it's nice that not only they all turned up, but also that the police welcomed them turning up.
We're very proud of everyone that's come together today, and yeah, sorry I'm getting emotional, but it's credit to everyone involved.
Beth Yeoman, 7 News.
Hi, Simara. Yeah, exactly. Multiple, 7 or more. My God. Could be a crime syndicate, couldn't it? Yeah, they seem to take a lot from the workshop. A lot of, evidence from the workshop. What would that be, I wonder? Yeah. But we can, it would be a miracle now, I think. It would be a miracle now if Samantha was to turn up, safe and well. But, miracles do happen. Miracles do happen. Sometimes it happens, but the police don't seem to think that it is going to happen, do they? But anyway. So these are all the things that we know, which is not much, is it? We don't know much, but I think every day we do know a little bit more. But it's funny how the police sort of started off like, didn't they, saying, oh, no evidence of foul play, no evidence of foul play. Then they sort of went quiet. Then when they popped up, they said, oh, yeah, it's suspicious. Then they went quiet again for another 2 weeks. And then suddenly came out with all this information the other day. Like quite a lot of information, gone from no information whatsoever to, maybe multiple people involved. We've issued multiple search warrants. We think we're looking for a body. We think Samantha was maybe moved by a car. They suddenly came out with all these things. So the police are managing the information that they're giving out deliberately, I think. There's some method in what they're doing to cause sort of maximum what's the word, probably maximum panic to the perpetrators, who they think are the perpetrators. They probably know exactly who did it, who is responsible for Samantha's disappearance. But until they find Samantha's body or some concrete evidence, they can't arrest anybody. So that's what we're just waiting for now, isn't it? Is for them to find Sam. I just hope and pray that they do find her, even if it is, her body, because it'd just be awful not to ever find any trace of her. So it's been nearly 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks, hasn't it? Exactly now. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's any press conference planned at the moment. So I'm going to finish this live now. But, if as soon as there is a press conference, I will be back. I can promise you. I mean, what time are we on now? It's 12:30 now in Spain. Yeah, I'll be going to bed soon, and but I get up quite early. As soon as I get up, I'll be looking to see if there's been any news. Just waiting for the news now. Just waiting for the news of Sam being found and being brought home to a family, isn't it? So it's we can't leave this case now. We've got to follow it through. So thank you all for being here with me tonight. Thank you so much. I hope you found it interesting, informative. We know a little bit, don't we? Because we know now that they have interviewed like the known sort of offender that we were talking about, and probably lots of different offenders. So we do know that. We know that the police are looking for multiple people. But anyway, okay, I'm going. So remember to live and love very carefully, very wisely. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, oh, and don't forget to put your fingerprint on the like button, as David said. So night night, and see you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Definitely be back tomorrow. I've got some other videos to do. I've been a bit consumed with Samantha's case, obviously, because of, there's been updates, etc. But I have got some other things to look at tomorrow. So may your God go with you as always. And yeah, prayers for Sam to be found safe, hopefully, but certainly just to be found and brought home to her family one way or another. Ciao tutti, Maria. Night night. Bye bye.